Welcome to the Shape chapter.
And here is your vocabulary list.
A shape is visually created either by an enclosing line, here you have one, or by using changes in color or value to define the edge of the shape. To create a self-contained form. Here we have one form contained by a line and the other one contained by contrast between the red background and the gray positive shape. Some shapes have visual weight and thus have mass. Mass can be communicated with shading. These two triangle shapes can be combined to seem to have 3 dimensions. The shapes that make up the sides of a pyramid seem to create volume. A shape in a design can also be called the figure, whether or not it is human. Borders of line or contrast separate figure from ground. Naturalism of a shape means the object seems realistic, like this carrot is the right proportions for a carrot, don't you think? Compared to the distortion of this carrot. When we animate the carrot as a character, we give it squash and stretch movements of flexing its arms. We exaggerate to tell a story. Carrots will make you grow strong is an idealistic story of this carrot. Now let's move toward abstraction. What is abstract art? Abstraction is a continuum from realism to completely non-objective. Here we have a fairly realistic rendering of a human skull looking right at us. Let's look at how Picasso in his sketchbook abstracted the shapes of the skull. He was experimenting in a lot of different ways. And he included the skull in many of his works. But is this abstract? No, it is not. We still recognize the vase, and we recognize the book, and we recognize the skull. It is not a completely abstract drawing. This, however, is an abstract painting. There are no recognizable parts. The design is geometric, non-objective, and abstract. And abstraction has been around the world for centuries. It's not all about modern art. This is an abstract pattern very common in Islamic art. And here's an African abstraction. And this is an abstract version of Ikebana, the art of Japanese flower arranging. This arrangement also has curvilinear shapes. Our next vocabulary word, curvilinear. Curvilinear shapes can actually get quite large, like in this famous building by Zaha Hadid. Or this drawing of an Alexander Calder mobile. It actually does move on the flowing currents of air. Rectilinear shapes have straight edges and seem to be stable and strong. But rectilinear shapes can also create patterns that are rhythmic and playful. This colorful rectilinear building in Berlin is for sale.
If you could only see their shadows, would you be able to tell Marge Simpson from a Minecraft character?
Most designs have positive and negative shapes. In fact, design can be seen as a balance between positive and negative elements.
Representational means that you can determine what is this sketch about without it being too realistic. A jellyfish is biomorphic.
Usually the figure is called the positive space and the background is the negative space, but many clever designers have enjoyed messing around with the negative. What's positive and negative in this design? The main thing for designers is to recognize that both positive and negative shapes are equally important to build a strong design. Relationships between shapes are key to expressive and strong designs. Shape your design success by putting all of these ideas to work for you. This is Honoria Starbuck, hoping you'll always shape exciting visual experiences for you and your clients. Ta-ta for now.